Hello and welcome to the channel. My name is Annalisa and this is going to be a vlog of the first week of the Blackthon, and is going to start with a very tired me, the morning of the 1st of February. I am not a morning person, so in the mornings I turn on some kind of video to help me kind of wake up my brain. I've been laying here for 10 minutes since I actually, woke up. To a cat jumping in the middle of me, waiting for my brain to turn on. And now I've turned on Reads with Rachel. Poison Princess was poison for my brain cells to kind of help my brain wake up the rest of the way while I contemplate getting out of bed. Hey Frodo, you gonna look at me? No? Oh, he's looking at his shadow, I think. You're such a good boy using your cat tree. Yeah. There's the face. The sweet little face. Couldn't find my robe, so I'm fully just wearing a coat. Forgot I had glasses in the last clip. Anyway, there's about to be food on screen. CW. Yeah.
Up and down.
So the internet has gone down, so that's great. So I guess you'll be watching a morning of me without internet, and also without audio because my mom's taking a bath and I can hear the jets through the wall in my room, so it messes up the audio. I have a bee with a flower for earrings, suggested by Amber from TikTok, that's what I should do with my little bee that I didn't want to make another one of. I could still make earrings with it if I made mismatched earrings. It took forever to make, is why I don't want to make another one. But yeah, I guess I'm gonna write story and read for a while. What I'm currently reading is Jackpot by Nick Stone. I got 50 pages into it. I started yesterday. And so hoping to make some good progress on that today. So I also unboxed my subscription box that I will put the name of and probably tell you in the video when I have access to the internet again and I can look up the name of the person who does this subscription box. But it's got Queen and Conqueror by Isabel Olmo on it. This is a black and brown indie box, so I wanted to support, and it's my first ever book subscription box that I've gotten, so I'm really excited about it. I got like a bunch of stickers and a marker and tabs, which I might actually use. I don't usually use tabs, but since they were gifted, and then a signed plate and a letter from the author and this big map from the book that's so cool. There's a lot of buzzy background noise. The fan on the fireplace is going. I'm drying my hair out by draping it over the couch. So I've gotten to page 130 of Jackpot. It's definitely looking at class. It's a lot about how bad poor people have it, and but also that people who are rich have problems too, like their families being jerks, and it's kind of put forward the idea that poor white people are just as oppressed as poor black people, which is not accurate. So I'm wondering if she's gonna explore that more fully and address that differently later in the book. But that's kind of the vibe I'm getting so far. But I really love the characters. The main character is awesome. The guy she's hanging out with on the cover is a cool character, and I really like his two friends from school are really cool, and her boss at the gas station where she works, and her little brother. I really love the character work on all of these people. It's really interesting, but they're also all very distinct in their own people, so that's really cool. Time for lunch. I fixed the internet. We were doing the unplugging and the turning off and turning back on and all that. And finally I figured out that one of the cords that was supposed to be plugged in, there are many different cords to the two different devices. One of the cords was missing, so I had to pull the thing out and find it down back behind the desk that we keep everything on. And once I plugged that in, it worked. So it's time for bed on the 1st of February, and I have finished Jackpot. I basically read all day is what happened. And it was really good. I continued to really enjoy the characters. The way it ended wasn't my favorite, but it was okay. And overall I gave Jackpot 4 stars. And this was for the prompt of the Blackthon, that is to read a book with either wealthy black characters or one that is about class. And this talks a lot about class, as our main character is very poor and the guy she hangs out with during the book is quite rich. Oh, big yawn and stretch. Fortunately, I wasn't looking for my phone very long before I found a little piece of it sticking out from under my cat. Arwen, can I have my phone? Why are you laying on my phone? Why are you? Aren't you beautiful? You're so beautiful. It's February 2nd, a Thursday, so it's grocery shopping day, and I'm going to take Queen and Conqueror in the car with me to read. I've just read the prologue and it looks really interesting. There's a queen whose husband has just been killed, and she doesn't agree with the war he's been fighting, but she's very sad that he's been killed, so now she's got to figure out how to rule a country without him and deal with the fact that they're currently at war. So I got about 40 pages read of Queen and Conqueror while I was riding in the car. And now I am putting fittings or findings on these little butterflies, crochet butterflies, to make them into earrings to wear in my video today. I'm recording my January wrap-up. And so I'm going to do that here and do my makeup here, but it's a little dim right over my desk where I do those things because the light bulb above my desk has gone out. But I'm gonna watch TikTok while I do it, and right now I've got Ella Ela, who is an autistic advocate, talking about how you are going to be more miserable if you try to live your life by other people's standards and what they think are accomplishments versus what you actually value in life. Okay, so I was going to wait until my dad got back from helping his sister build things to replace the light bulb. But then I remembered, I know where the light bulbs are. I can at least check to see we have that type of light bulb. And we did. And I was like, if I can reach it, I can screw it in, right? So I did, and it's back. Life is good. I fixed it all by myself. So, here's my makeup doing setup. I got my big eyeshadow palette that my mom got me for Christmas. And a bunch of brushes that she also got me for Christmas. And then we have my old purple lipstick and my standby usual eyebrow pencils that I mixed together to make something approximating the color of my hair, and my eyeliner and mascara. And this thing that I got, I didn't know they'd be so cheap since they were. It was like $1.50. I got it, and it actually does work to curl the eyelashes, so fun. I think I'm going with a purple theme today. Time to take off the makeup. I've already mostly taken off the lipstick because I was thirsty. I got a whole YouTube video and 3 TikTok videos out of it, so I feel like that's enough. If I wear it for much longer, my eyes are gonna seriously throw a fit. Oh yeah, now I've turned the camera on. Oh, I wasn't bothering my brother who's trying to sleep. I would never. So I've been sitting in the living room reading, and I've got to page 100 of Queen and Conqueror, and I'm really liking it so far. We've been introduced to 3 new perspective characters, 2 members of the Queen's Guard, and the king that she's marrying. The king that she's marrying is fairly unlikable, not horrible, but just a bit of a selfish person. The Queen is very cool. She's very concerned about doing what's best for her people and trying not to get a bunch of them killed in a war. And then her 2 guards are very loyal. One of them is her cousin and one of them is her best friend. And the best friend is the captain of the guard, and she's a lesbian. There's also a bisexual member of the guard who is not a perspective character. And yeah, Santa is really cool. She's the captain of the guard. And Almira is the queen. I like their friendship so far, and I'm looking forward to more of it. I'd really like to be cozy right now. I'm a bit cold, even in the room with the fire, so I'm thinking I'm going to take a nice warm bath and read a different book, because I need a book with a waterproof cover to read in the bath. So I read Comb of Wishes in the bath, but I can't tell you about it because it's a Harper Collins title. I also finished this Lesbian Colors hat with orange and pink and white butterflies on it, and I got to page 162 of Queen and Conqueror, and same number of perspective characters. I don't think they're going to introduce any new ones. I don't think there's going to be any more perspective characters for this book. 4 is quite a lot already. But we're getting a little bit more backstory on the king and how maybe he's not as bad of a person as we thought, and him and the queen have had some back and forth, mostly arguing and unpleasantness, but also they're both very attracted to each other. So yeah, they're married now, and we're gonna see what happens next. It's the morning of the 3rd, and last night my cat was making a whole ruckus up and down this hallway that leads to my room with this thing, which he loves fuzzballs. So this is the fuzzball, but it also does clicky clack, because it's an earring that he stole from me like a year ago. But it goes clicky clack all night. It's supposed to be a fuzzy black cat. Yeah, Frodo, you last night, you were like, I'm gonna clicky clack this for a good 15 minutes at midnight. Yeah. Yeah, I know you stole that. Yeah. He doesn't like to be filmed playing, but we might be able to get him with his favorite type of toy. There we go. Come on, bat it a bit. Oh, you're such a big faker. Yeah, you're a faker. So I'm going to do a brief update before I start editing, because then this SD card will be unavailable for quite a while. I also took some pictures of my little Valentine's can cozies to put on my shop, and basically I am 240 pages into Queen and Conqueror, and continuing to enjoy it. We got a little more action, and I'm enjoying the continuing development of the romantic relationship. So it's the morning of the 4th, and I've just been listening to Dan and Phil, so I might have a little English accent here and there. I am 370 pages into Queen and Conqueror now. I read quite a bit yesterday, so I think I'll finish it today. It's about 500 pages. I'm really enjoying the romance now. Really enjoying the hero character, as well as the heroine, who I've enjoyed since the beginning. And our lady warriors, who are members of the Queen's Red Guard, are awesome as always. Oh, and a lot of indie books struggle with the prose being good, but the prose is very well written, I think. Not awkward at all. There are some typos that I've noticed, but that's the only problem in that area. Like maybe 5 typos in 350 pages. So not bad at all. It's the afternoon, and I have finished Queen and Conqueror. I really enjoyed it. The romance really came through. It's this kind of like Jeffy Kennedy stuff, where it's an epic fantasy with also a romance, and like the balance is really well done. between those two elements, and I'm really looking forward to the next one, which is coming out maybe in the summer, and is about another of the perspective characters that we've been following so far. Also, I'm reading this for Black History Month. I think that the author is Afro-Latinx, but I'm not totally positive of that. I couldn't find any verification either way. So I gave Queen and Conqueror 5 stars. Then I started Wings of Ebony by J.L. I'm not really sure about it so far. It's got magic that are based on stones that like attach to you, and the magic is secret, and our main character uses it to save her sister, gets in trouble with the magical authorities, and so I'm going to find out more about that. I'm only 30 pages in so far. And tonight I'm going to play D&D with my cousin and my aunt and my mom, so hopefully it'll be a lot of fun. I'm sure I'll enjoy it. I'm just not sure about our moms. Me and the moms have never played it before, so my cousin's going to teach all of us. So I'll give you a report on that tomorrow, because I'm going to get back pretty late at night.
What a sweet baby boy. Yes, you're so cute. You are so cute, Frodo. Oh, so sleepy. There's just something about this cat with his sweet little face and his pretty yellow and white fur that I have so many pictures of him. I just can't help keep taking pictures of you. Yeah, you're just so cute.
So, a debrief on my first D&D experience. My cousin's very good at DMing, but as I knew would happen, it made my anxiety spike to the stratosphere. I really like all the elements that are something you would replicate with a video game. The story, the fighting gameplay, the rolling of the dice, and the designing your character with different stats. That's all really cool. The roleplay part is the part that gives me horrendous anxiety, when my cousin starts talking to my aunt in the character of the barkeep, and then my aunt answers back in her character, and then I was getting nervous, and then when my cousin talked to me as a barkeep to my character, I absolutely froze. I kind of made it through, but it was super anxiety inducing. There's a spider on my ceiling. That's great. I do have a cardboard thing that my tripod came in that I used to squish bugs on the ceiling, but there's always a chance we have a lot of jumping spiders, and there's always a chance they'll jump off and land on your face. I really want to do more of it, but I am really nervous about the role-playing bit. I could always play a super shy character and just play myself, being horrendously awkward, but I am the only character in our group of 3 who invested in the charm skill, so yeah, not charm, charisma. They start with cha, and basically are the same thing. And the character I'm playing, hey Frodo, is a character from one of my unwritten books, and she doesn't have social anxiety. I do have characters with social anxiety, she's just not one of them, and I really like to explore her character some more and have fun with her because she's really cool. While I can write her dialogue in a story, I cannot act out her dialogue. I am too awkward and anxious to do that, so we'll see how that goes in the future. On another note, it's the 5th, so yeah, 5th, and I'm 100 pages into Wings of Ebony, and it's kind of like a dystopia, but like the whole world hasn't gone horribly. It's just this little island that is dystopia-ish, and has like a super controlling government that's all run by one despot. Hi Frodo. And like people are separated into castes based on whether they're going to be the miners or the office workers. And everybody lives in tiny housing, except of course the ruler. And we've got some severe inequality going on. Also very racist. There's only one black person on the entire island before our girl comes, and then there's two.
Oh, we got a purr. Yes, a purry cat. Purr, purr, purr.
And our girl, I think I said she was in trouble for saving her sister. Now she's on the run with her sister, and things are looking bad. But yeah, we're 100 pages in and we haven't even covered everything that the synopsis covers, so I guess it's kind of a slow build to find out what's going on. It's alright so far. I like the characters, 4 or so characters we've been introduced to so far, except her dad, who she doesn't like either. But yeah, I don't really like dystopian stories that much. I guess I interpreted that differently from what was on the back. I also have a book on Kindle, After Hours Redemption. Who is the author? It's Kiana Alexander, who I saw recommended on TikTok, specifically for her queer romances, so I'll have to look those up, but this is one of the few that were available from my library. Yeah, this is a novella, and I can't review it because it's a HarperCollins title. Gotta go squish a spider now. Editing Annalisa here. I've just done the section on medications, and I was vague on just not saying the names of the medications, just saying what type they are, on purpose, because I don't want people to think, oh, if I take the same medications it'll work the same way. Also, yes, my doctor knows I take all of these. 3 of them are prescription, and I tell the doctor about the over-the-counter meds that I take whenever I go. This is not medical advice, this is just representation of how some chronically ill people need to take a lot of medications every day. So Sunday is subtitling day. I like to film on a Thursday, upload on a Friday, and subtitle on a Sunday before the Tuesday when it goes up, if not earlier. So hopefully the YouTube automatic subtitles will be there for me to edit. And then I think I'm going to start editing this vlog, partially because I want to see how some of the footage has turned out, and to just get started on it, because editing vlogs is a lot more than editing a sit-down video. So it is night, bedtime. Frodo just jumped across my lap, and I have something I want to talk to y'all about. This is Bree. I have been linking their GoFundMe in my videos for the last couple of months, but I haven't actually talked about them in a video. They are disabled and have not been able to get onto disability, which is very common for a lot of disabled people. Even a lot of people who are on disability benefits in the US still need to supplement that because it's not enough to live on. But anyway, they are not able to work and haven't been for some time and have a lot of medical bills, and so that's why I've been linking their GoFundMe. I just wanted to actually talk about it in a video so that you're aware that that link is there. They are trying to open up a shop for their art, so if that goes up sometime soon, I will put that in the description as well. Other updates, I've gotten to page 220 of this book, and there were some things that I was like wondering about and was like, that doesn't make sense, and now those things have been explained and things make sense again, so that's cool. Yeah, I really like the main character and her sister, so lots of things are like twisting and turning and being different from what I expected based on the first 100 pages. And I'm liking it quite a bit more. There's been more fantasy elements now and less like evil government surveillance, and that's what I prefer. So I'll probably finish that tomorrow. I don't think I mentioned that I got 3 hours of sleep last night because I was super anxious from the D&D session. So hopefully I'll be so tired today that I'll go to sleep and stay asleep, maybe even all night, which doesn't happen very often. I have, you know, if you've told your doctor you have depression and they've done the little analysis thing, one of the things they ask you whenever you have a checkup in their rundown of depression symptoms is, do you have problems falling or staying asleep? And I'm like, yes, both of those things. Sleep disturbances are linked to depression. They're also linked to anxiety. They're also linked to autism. More of a comorbidity of autism than a symptom. What's the word? Trait. A lot of different types of neurodivergent people have sleep disturbances, unfortunately. Ones that can't be solved by, you know, turning off the blue lights and having a set schedule. I take melatonin for it and it helps, but it does not completely do the job. I will see you tomorrow and hopefully I'll be less sleepy. Why do you have that? It's a paper marker. You don't need to chew on that. Frodo. Oh, we're gonna pause to lick. Go to sleep. You look ridiculous. Yeah. So I have finished up Wings of Ebony, and unfortunately, the ending really didn't pull it off for me. Like, it could have been really good, but a big part of the plot and like the reason things worked out the way that they did was because of a massive coincidence. Like, I thought that it would be like, it would explain like, this is why this person is doing this in this place instead of somewhere else, and if it hadn't been in that place, the plot wouldn't have worked out at all, because of this. But there was no explanation. The explanation is basically there was a massive coincidence, and that bothered me a lot. Also, there were a few like things that just happened conveniently for the plot and for the tension level that also didn't make sense. So that was really unfortunate because like a lot of the other elements of the ending were really good and well done, and I liked, you know, the premise, but it was just not pulled off well. I also really would have liked more explanation on the magic system. It's kind of like one of those, if your head's in the right place you can do it type things, which I hate that kind of magic system. And I kind of understand why, like, with the way things were discovered throughout the story, it makes sense there wasn't enough room to really explain how the magic works. But it feels like the author doesn't know how the magic works, which is a lot rather than just not having explained it to us yet. Kind of want to read the next one to find out if it like fixes the problems with this one, if it like explores the magic system and like doesn't have any more weird coincidences, or maybe even explains that the things that look like coincidences in this book are not. But I'm not sure if I want to bother with it. So unfortunately I gave Wings of Ebony 3 stars. I know that's not really a low rating, but I was hoping it would be, you know, 4.5 to 5 stars, so it's disappointing. So it is the evening of the 7th, the last day of this vlog, and I have gotten 100 pages into A Queen of Gilded Horns by Amanda Joy. I read the first book in this duology probably 2 years ago, and so I'm happy to be continuing it, but I will leave my thoughts on it for next week's vlog so that all my thoughts are in one video together. I did want to show you, I rearranged one of my bookcase cubbies. So this used to have 2 Dragonology storybooks and an Amanda Lovelace book and the 3 Inkheart books, but I hadn't actually read the Inkheart books for a really long time, And so I wanted to pick some books that more reflected my more recent reading, and also some books with more interesting representation. Yes, Frodo. So this one has Ace. This one's East Asian, I think Chinese, autistic. Yes, Frodo. Black and bisexual, autistic and Vietnamese, black, autistic. I haven't read this one yet, but it has Asian representation, and Anne-Marie McLemore is Latinx, and then I put Wings of Ebony here. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in next week's vlog. Bye!